Hello again, okay, here in this video. This is a reply video to the name of the video. That's something I'm going to show you and then I'll be right back with you.
Why do men beat up their pregnant wives and girlfriends? Why? Why do they do that?
Yeah, she's got a valid question there. Why do men beat up on their pregnant wives or beat up on their wives' period? Why do they do that? Also got something else to show you.
This woman do? At first, she seems to ignore the fight, but pauses a few paces down the path to watch. She tells us she didn't think this woman could pose any real physical threat.
It didn't look like any harm was being done. I didn't immediately think to protect the man at all.
But now we're about to meet a woman whose reaction is instant, visceral. Watch closely.
No, get up! No!
Why don't you calm down?
What went through her mind?
Good for her. You go, girl.
Linda Makluthi just assumed he had it coming to him. But why?
That's right, why? Why is it that women seem to think it's okay that they can beat up on a man? But if a man beats up on them, it's a big crime. Why is that? Well, I think it's division. Don't you? I got something else to show you. Watch this.
The question is, you know, think about the date rape drug. I mean, it was a guy that invented that whole process of putting something into a woman's drink and then waiting for her to pass out and then to rape her. Why do men do this?
So, she's got another valid point. Why is it that men are going to use drugs and rape? Why do men rape women? Have any idea of why men rape women? Well, here, let me show you something else.
Good evening, I'm Christine Johnson.
And I'm Chris Raggy. Breaking news tonight out of Hofstra University.
Yes, the 18-year-old woman that accused 5 men of gang rape on campus made it all up. 4 men were arrested and police were looking for another. Well, tonight, the district attorney says all of the men were wrongly accused. CBS 2's Catherine Brown live now on the phone from East Meadow with more on this breaking story tonight. Catherine?
Hi, good evening. Well, the rape charges against all 4 of these young men dropped tonight after the woman said she lied about the gang rape and formally recanted her statement earlier tonight. According to the district attorney, she told them the sex was consensual, and so the charges were dropped tonight. All 4 men were released. We were standing here as they walked out of the jail. They tell us they're happy to be going home, obviously, after spending 3 nights in jail. They are not voicing their opinions about the accuser other than...
So, why is that, huh? Why is it that women like to cry rape when rape never happened to begin with? Why is it so many men are falsely accused of rape? See, so this woman wants to complain about men raping, but yet, why is it that women do this to men? Why do they falsely accuse men of rape? Here, I got something else to show you.
Some women, a very rare few women that that rape, and I understand that.
Some women, that's right, very, very few women, okay, rape. Where does she get her statistics from? Has anybody been watching the news over the last 10 years or so? Have you seen how many different women have been actually accused of being raping? Look at all the school teachers, women school teachers. Here, I got something else to show you too. Watch this.
New details about a small town sex ring.
And she said that it brought her back to her teenage years, and that she got that look.
Police say 2 women confessed to seducing as many as 10 teenage boys, plying them with drugs and alcohol. Both are behind bars in the Okmulgee County Jail. News on 6 reporter Ashley Sims went to Beggs, where the police chief says there could be more victims and more arrests.
In my 18 years of law enforcement, this is one of the strangest cases that has been unfolded.
It all started with a father who brought his 14-year-old son to the police station last week.
We learned that he had been having a sexual relationship with a 30-year-old woman here in Beggs.
Police say it turns out it wasn't just one woman or just one boy.
To me, it's the same thing as prostitution. It was a big sex ring going on there, and these kids knew that, hey, we can go have sex, we can get drugs, we can drink and smoke there without our parents even knowing.
Police arrested 30-year-old Mindy Carter and 21-year-old Ashley Sprague. Chief Poulin says both confessed to being high on drugs, seducing multiple boys, and giving them marijuana and alcohol.
Well, as you can see, it's not one-sided now, is it? That's right. So she asked these questions to something that's never been one-sided. The reason it seems one-sided is because, see, when women do something, they get by with it. They get their hand slapped. Just like the gal that accused them 4 guys of rape. She got her hand slapped by the justice system. Why? Division. See, so when you people want to say there is not division between men and women, you're sadly mistaken. This video right here shows you all kinds of examples, and I'll tell you what. I could go on and on and on and on and on and show you example after example after example after example after example. That's right. You know, there was a professor at a college who done research on women hitting men. Okay? And he couldn't believe the results, so he had to research it again and again. And he kept coming up with the same results. That's right, because see, in today's world, there's just as many women hitting men as there is men hitting women. Neither one belong hitting one another. But what you have here is the woman complaining about something that happens to her when she's out there doing the same thing to him. But she thinks it's okay for her. It's just not okay for him. Isn't that right? Here, let me show you something else that this gal says.
I only want to talk about this with my sisters and other feminists. That does not exclude males. So if you're a male feminist, feel free to join in this discussion.
Well, as you can see, she only wants to talk with her sisters. That's right, with her own gender. But she's not going to discriminate. She's going to allow men to come in, as long as they're pussy whipped, as long as they're feminist men. That's right. As long as you're not a real man. As long as you will help her keep the division going amongst the sexes. If you're willing to help her keep the divisions going against the sexes and stay down in the sewer yourself and not be a real man, if you're willing to be a complete pussy and not a real man and stand up for yourself, then she'll talk about it with you because she likes her division. And she can't say she don't like her division because you heard her. She only wants to talk about it with her gender or feminist men. That's right. Them ain't men. Feminist men are not men. They're pussies. They will never be a man. They haven't got balls. They wouldn't stand up for their own selves. You know, I could do this over and over and over and show you all the examples. What you got here is a classic example of division amongst the sexes. Look at the 4 guys who was accused of rape. Look what the court system did. Slapped her in the hand. They sent out a clear message to all the women in society that you can accuse a guy of rape over and over again, and it's okay with them. They're fine with that. And if she hadn't got busted in her lie, these 4 guys would have spent a bunch of time behind bars, been put on the sex offenders list. Their entire lives would have been destroyed for their entire life. Meanwhile, while the lying bitch, that's right, would have gotten by with destroying 4 men's lives. And what did the courts do? Oh, they said, that's okay. Go ahead. We give you permission, okay? So the courts gave this gal permission by slapping her in the hand to repeat it. The courts sent out a loud, clear message to all women. You can accuse whoever you want of rape anytime you want and get by with it. Why did the courts do that? Because they want the division. The government, the media, and the court system works together to keep the division going amongst the sexes. And the pussy whipped wannabe men do the same thing. They keep the division going amongst the sexes and slam their own gender. It's all so that they can get a vagina, so that they can put their dick in a hole. Because they're that stupid. They're not real men. They're dumb, stupid people. What can I say? Anyhow, you know, I could keep this going forever, but I wanted to point this out to you. Division to the fullest, brought on by your government and the media. And then you're going to tell me there's not division amongst the sexes. To the next video, you have a good one.